Hello and welcome to AMZ TV. I have with me today, my lovely friends are back with me, hanging with me. I have Anita and I have Mulala and I have Ruke Amata from the very, very popular and famous Amata dynasty, a wonderful friend of mine, a filmmaker based in the UK. Ruke, while I'm talking to you, I'm trying to, the movies that you're popular for, let's see. And I'm trying to read now without my glasses, so this is not working. Tell us some of the movies you've done. I don't have my glasses on.
Okay. Most recently, what was it? Here in the UK, I did something called The Past Came Calling.
The Past Came Calling, okay.
The Past Came Calling, yeah. Excuse me, it was an experiment we were doing. We had auditions around some cities in the UK and did like a kind of competition, and a young girl won the competition, and we brought in some actors, one from Nigeria and one from Ghana, Choma Chukwuka from Nigeria and John Dumelo from Ghana. And they played alongside her, and the young girl actually played the lead. She was it 17 or 18? And she's done very well since then, because that means at least we have the eyes to spot talent and all of that. So what then, we can rewind and go way back to 1995 or 96 when I did the first one I did. That was called SOD, Son of the Devil. And in between, there's been some movies, but well, I'm not as popular as I would have loved to be, but that's
okay.
life.
Something I should have mentioned to you guys. He's a very, very modest, very, very modest man. He's very, you know what? Don't worry. I'm going to name all the movies. I just don't have my glasses on right now, but he's a very modest and shy gentleman. So he claims. But ladies, we're not going to let that faze us, because we're going to kick off. I got letters. People watched Made in Edition last week, and they were like, oh my God, those ladies are on fire. They did not hold back. That is true. And I was hoping that there was another guy I thought could join us today, Best. Best Davis played in the movie I Got Your Back. But, he'll join us some other time. But we have a man on the panel today. So the first question I'm actually going to be throwing out to you is, what do men really want when it comes to relationship? What do men want? How can a woman keep a man? I mean, you guys seem like a very slippery species. What do men want?
For me, I think it's a philosophical question, first of all. So, on philosophical questions, you have different answers. Because in all honesty, I don't think any one man can come, or in short, any one person in this earth can come and say, this is exactly what they want. They as a group of people, you ask me me as Ruke, what do I want? It might be different from what the next guy wants. Because in terms of okay, now let's streamline it. Let's specify. That's okay. In terms of women, what kind of women do men want? Even that is not an easy question, because even if you now ask me, Ruke, what kind of women do you like? I'll find it difficult to answer, because I think I've traversed the different types of women. Because there's a time growing up, if the woman wasn't big, and I mean very big, as big W, I wouldn't have any kind of liking for her. It got to a stage that if the woman wasn't short,
oh my God,
I wouldn't like her, because there was a period that all the women were used to be very short and all of that. But one thing that has, maintained through that, I think I might say I've got a mammary fixation. It's a psychological case. It's not just me.
Mammary as in you like breast. Look, look, this is the chat. You're hanging out with a mezzo. Let's keep it real. Mammary as in you like boobs.
No, but there's nothing called breast fixation. It's called mammary fixation.
I know, but not everyone is going to understand mammary.
Yes. Yes.
You're being polite here now. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm a Christian, and I think
So are we. Fine.
they didn't mention
No,
ass in the Bible, but they mentioned breast a couple of times. That let's we should be enchanted by her breasts and all that. So I'm trying to follow the
Where is that in the Bible?
I can get it for you.
Don't worry.
There's one in Proverbs. There's one in Songs of Solomon.
I know that's the
Songs of Solomon. That's what you went to.
So
yeah.
Songs of Solomon is a love song. That's the one you went.
Yeah. So yeah, but then, like I said, so yeah, I used to be a breast man. So, but then it got to a stage that Anna started liking very slim women.
Okay.
And so it has gone through the ranks.
Phases. You've gone through phases.
Yeah, through the phases. So, like I was saying, I think it's in Proverbs chapter 5, verse 19.
Is it a lie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Proverbs 9. What does it?
Proverbs 5, verse
19.
Yeah, it's 5:19. Yeah.
Okay, I hear you, but why would you have a Bible verse?
May her breast satisfy thee all times.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Proverbs 5:19.
5:19. Check it.
That is fine. Okay, that is fine. I admire that. But why would you need a Bible verse to support that?
I mean, when people start having Bible verses to defend what the life.
Also, another thing, apart from drama that I read law also. So law, when you are arguing your case, you need to base it on something.
No, but Amy, you have to realize that he's probably had to defend himself before. So that's why he knows.
Oh, okay.
So this is happening.
Okay, but then, in my defense, you can say, okay, I like breast. You say, what kind or what size of breast?
That one too has different stages now. Okay, over to you.
Different sizes of breasts. So I've come to realize, okay, I'm no longer a very young man. When I was young, maybe I liked the maybe like 38 double D or even go to double G. But now I've realized that all that it's vanity. So breast is breast.
Breast is breast. I like that. Mulala, what do you have to say? Do you have any comment?
Oh my, so much. Okay, so I think what he's said, I agree with I agree with a lot of that he said. When everybody's taste changes, everybody's preferences are different. That's the first thing. So one person cannot always, there's no generic, I think, description of when you say what men want. I think from my side, my question, and I'm not trying to shift it, would be, why are men never satisfied when they finally get what they want? Why aren't they satisfied? Because a woman will say, okay, this is what I want. Different women will say, I want to marry for money, and she will hold on to that, right? A man will somehow get bored. I mean, not even bored. There are times he can't even pinpoint what's wrong with the current wife, or doesn't even want to leave the current wife, but wants to go for the next thing. What is it? Why aren't you ever satisfied? What seems to be the problem? At what stage?
That's what the question actually was.
Okay, now I think that is a more.
That's what I think. How?
Question.
That's what it is. That's what I was actually asking.
And in all honesty, at the risk of sounding blasphemous, I don't think the human being was created to be monogamous. In all honesty, I don't think so. So, but maybe through the years, we've come up with different rules for society and for whatever. So I think that's the catalyst. That's what motivates men. It's like I was telling someone, I can be in love with someone, so much in love, head over heels in love, the moon and the stars and all those kind of Shakespearean and romantic love, and still sleep with somebody else. It doesn't diminish the love I have for the one person.
Okay, I don't totally agree with you, respectfully, but if that's the case, let's work on that. So why is it you're in a relationship with this woman, You say you love her, but the way you treat her, so despite you're saying you can't be faithful to one, but when there's abuse, neglect of your wives, that is what I also don't understand.
Okay, no, yeah,
When they're
that
cheating, and that's become the trend right now. I mean, that's what we're trying to figure out.
okay, no, that I do not subscribe to that. I do not. A man who cannot respect the woman he loves, who cannot show her the kind of respect and the kind of love that she's worth, because, like I say, if a man loves his woman, he will go all out. He will go all out to show that love.
But
Even
I
if
think that,
it involves telling lies, he will tell lies to
mm,
show his
okay,
love.
no. See, look, and I'm rolling my eyes because I just feel as if it's all an excuse. It's all excuses, really. So it is. So because at the end of the day, so you want to lie to protect that love, but you don't respect the person you love to stay with them and be faithful to them, right? To be faithful to that one person, and then but you okay, it's all an excuse. I mean,
Many games.
excuse to just do what you want and feel like you are not really responsible and feel like because it's the way nature made me. That's not right. I mean,
Okay.
when you
Yeah.
marry someone, then you have the responsibility to be faithful to that person, to love them, to care for them. Now, if there's any reason why, if maybe you're not getting satisfied, and we talked about this last time in our last discussion. Look, we're all adults. If you're not getting what you want, and she's not getting what she wants, hey, figure something out. But let it be like a decision between the both of you. Not just you going up and cheating and thinking it's okay. It's not okay. It is
Okay.
not.
First things first, let me start from Mulala. Mulala, you might not be able to understand it because, in all honesty, I think the man is wired differently from the woman. So no matter how we try and rationalize it, I cannot understand what you're going through or how you feel as a woman because that's the way it is. The same way it will be difficult for you to understand why men do this. And looking at psychology, because like I always come to psychology, when you look at Abraham Maslow and his theory of needs,
Okay.
some of the basic needs,
Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Okay.
Basic needs, food, shelter.
Mm-hmm.
For women, it might not be sex,
Yeah.
but for men, sex is a basic need. It's not a want. I think there was one pastor that preached about it, that sex is not a want, it's a need for the man. And I think for most men, I think not for every man, the love or the desire for variety is always there. But some men, I'll give it to them. Some men, even me, yeah, like I said, have the tendency to respect the woman enough to kill those desires for variety or for other women and stick to one woman.
So I think where I'm not agreeing with you is as we look at the generations, I could be mistaken, but I'm looking. Please don't attack me. This is variables are within my group. What I'm seeing right now with the men. When I look at my parents and their generation, at least my parents and their generation, there was a little bit of respect. I'm not saying they were perfect. I'm not saying they were not flawed. I'm not saying they didn't have these challenges and issues, but at least I saw respect, which I'm not seeing right now. And a certain behavior where I think men valued their wives. There was a certain pride that they carried some time back. Right now, you look at this woman and you see the way she's being treated by this man, and you're trying to figure out what it's not even about cheating or him going outside, but the disrespect, the behavior, or her treating her like a slave, a mini slave, is a little bit. So I think that's what I'm trying to understand. What are they really looking? What is it?
No,
because
like Mulala, like I told you, for me, any man who disrespects a woman, I do not respect that man. Because every man should respect a woman, no matter what the woman has done, no matter what she's doing.
But what's this?
So unfortunately, some men or most men tend not to respect women. And for me, that is not being a man. I can stand and say, or sit here and say that being a man is your ability to respect a woman and to show her love and to show her concern. That is totally different from you having a second one somewhere else. If the woman thinks that is disrespect, then sorry.
I think that's where Anita.
Yeah, but it is disrespect. I mean, if you think the woman thinks that you having a second wife or sleeping out or having girlfriends is not disrespect, then you are really mistaken. And I'm not, like you said, I know.
Now let me go back to what Mulala said. No, because Mulala looked back to the past generations and everything. And where I'm coming from, if you look back to past generations, most men did not have one wife.
Sorry, just hold time out. In Zambia, polygamy is a certain tribe, which is a very, very small population. It's not allowed. So we didn't come from homes where we had second mothers, or that one was not practiced in Zambia.
Okay.
And that may
I tend to be religious. And when you look at different religions, look at Christianity, look at Islam. Islam allows you to marry as many wives as you can take care of. That's come to about 4. Christianity, or the early stages of Christianity.
That is old.
Old. You are allowed to marry more than that. 1, 2. Then in the New Testament, that said, if you desire to be a bishop or a pastor or the head of the congregations, try and marry only one wife. He didn't say, for those of us who do not want to be pastors or bishops or whatever, he didn't say we cannot marry other wives.
Okay.
So when you look at that, I think that come see, come sir, but long and short.
That's your interpretation.
There's something I want to ask, and I want to piggyback off what Mulala said. Now, Mulala, I hear you. You're saying that if, men, what you don't understand is when men ill-treat their women, the one they're married to at home, and then they go outside and then they're with this other woman. So are you saying that as long as he doesn't ill-treat her, it's okay?
No. So I'm getting to levels. The first one I'm trying to figure out is this sudden behavior. At least that's what I'm seeing within my circles, where you have no respect for this woman. The cheating part is another part. I think at the end of the day, it's between the two of them. I personally don't agree with that. For me, marriage is man and woman. One man, one woman. That's my definition. And that's how I would like it to be. If you decide you're tired or you want to move on, let me know and see you later. I'll help you pack. That's a different thing. But the cheating thing should be between the couples, because at the end of the day, marriage is between couples. If they feel, like we talked about last time, they want a threesome, if they feel, hey, go grab Junior and Junior will be the one who will be cooking for you. If they feel, but at the same time, okay, if I say, okay, I'm bringing in another own, because it seems this is like a free fall, you should be okay with it. If you go down that road.
Exactly. So
if I bring in, I decide, let's bring in,
bringing a young man, a hunk.
A hunk, a toy, that's what I'm talking about.
A distended member that's quite bigger than, average.
But are you, if that happens, if your wife says to you, you know what, I need something else. I'm really not satisfied and I think I need something extra. And I want to bring in this younger man, to come and, help you out, because now she's you. Just the way you are saying that you're helping her,
Right.
How are you gonna feel about that? You're gonna feel this betrayal. For
me, we have a joke that says that what is good for the goose is good for Uganda. What is good for the goose is good for the
gander. Good for the gander. Right.
So if the man can, that's why I said, when I started, I said the human being. I don't think the human being
is why.
Well, maybe innately the human being is meant to be monogamous. Maybe because of the fall of man, we are all are no longer monogamically inclined. Everyone is not monogamous. Fine, the woman might be able to suppress it, but in all honesty, you three ladies, if you want to be honest with yourself, I will be bold to say that once in a while you've had fantasies of someone else.
We run. We don't take ourselves. We don't take. You guys see, no, and you want to see more. That's the problem.
You say, okay, you've had fantasies of someone
Not even
else.
you see
And the Bible.
Sorry,
once in a while I keep referring to either the Bible or law books or theories or whatever. The Bible says, Lord Jesus Christ says that if you think of it, if you've imagined it, you've done it already.
Yes, but what I'm saying is temptation comes, and this is true story. There was this guy when I just joined. I won't even say the place. This was in South Africa. I mean, in Namibia. This guy was built. You know, like when he wears the pants, and he had just come in. I think the thigh. I wasn't going to hug the guy. I mean, why would I even take myself? He was married, right? But a guy turned that around. You know, even hug. I was just saying hi from far, hello, and I'm out. There's no time to start hugging because the next thing is hugging. Can't let go. Then there's just the two of you. Then no, just from I was running, and it even says in the Bible. Let's use the Bible. Resist the devil, flee, and he will flee from you.
Resist the devil, and he will flee from you.
Yeah. Exactly, I did that. But
now, Mulana, in all honesty, like I keep saying, we'll try and be as honest as possible. What I've heard, I do not know. I'm not a woman, but as a man, there are a couple of times you might be making love with someone, and you need to think of someone else.
There's a problem there, Papa.
But you know, I've heard that some women do it. I do not know because I'm not a woman.
Okay,
but I'm asking you girls now, is it possible, do some women have to fantasize about?
Yes, depending on why they married the man, if it's money. And then this is not, you're not attracted to the guy. You manage it.
So, but again, there's a problem with that, right, Mulala? I know we said this last time that people marry for different reasons, and so that's why, see, because when you marry somebody, there has to be that 100% commitment. Okay, it has to be there, because if I marry somebody because of money, okay, then I'm going to be lacking to him in other areas, because right, I may try to do my best in in the sexual part of it and maybe take care of the house, but he's going to feel that gap. It's there already. Yeah. So and I hear you, Ruki, and I hear what you're saying, that sometimes you guys want to go out, and that's what I was going to say was that if you're not getting everything you need from a marriage, and it's possible that may happen because people marry for different reasons, maybe at that point, for me, I think it's better to have a conversation with the person and say, you know what, I know you married me for money, and I know you're getting your needs and all about, but I'm not getting what I need from you, or you're not giving me what I need. Have a conversation about it, and if both are in agreement, I'm not saying it's right? I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but if both of you are in agreement as to what the possible solution may be, then go for it, right? Then do it. But for you to go out on your own, outside of that commitment and outside of that marriage, and then go do it, and then just go do it, that's not right. That's what I'm saying. So if you guys cannot come to an agreement, please, I think as much as the Bible says that, we should try to stay together, if you cannot come to an agreement about what the need is, then please separate. And this time, Mr., please look for one.
Get it right.
Get the right person. This time.
That's the problem.
I would like to.
There's no one right person there's no one right type of man or woman. You might say, fine, okay, let me come from the female angle now. Okay, you like a hunk, well built, broad shoulders, everything hanging and everything. Yeah. But then, like they say, he might not have money.
No. There are many that are built that have money. Then I'm not looking for. But no, I see.
What I'm saying, he might not have money. Okay, fine, he might have money. he might not be intelligent enough for you to discuss with.
I switch again.
You might get tired of the body, and okay, the money is always there to fall back on.
What's the human population, sir? What's the human population? You know what? You and I, we can make you know what? I think I can help resolve your problem. Yeah. I can help resolve your problem. We'll talk afterwards. It's not a very big It's not a very big population.
Okay. I would like to come in here before I forget. So just to comment on what Anita, what you said. It would be nice to have a conversation, right? It would be nice to spell out things. It would be nice to come to the table and have a dialogue. However, the reality is people don't like to be told the truth. What do you think about that? I mean, how many men will come to their wives, even if they know? Again, it's an ego thing. How is he going to come to her and say, well, I know you married me for money and I'm not satisfying you, so what are we going to do? Or I love you, but however, you're not, you know what I'm saying? So do you think that's the reason why people don't have that? Because marriage, or let's not even talk about marriage. Let's talk about relationship. You know, it's a give and take. And I find, and I'm sure you will agree with me, all of you, that sometimes the truth is not easy. You know, if a man isn't satisfying you in bed, you're not getting. So I know most women would agree with this. And I'm thinking even the three, it's not easy to tell the man that
it's not
working for me. You know, just the same way a man isn't going to tell you, okay, this is not what I signed up for.
Okay, but okay, so so that's what we're talking about, right? What's the alternative, right, to that?
So threesomes will help.
Like, I have this friend.
Yeah.
I have this friend who's married, and she, okay, let me not say love. She respects her husband enough for who he is. Lovely guy, nice guy. He gives her everything. He loves her to pieces. He dotes over her, but she's not sexually satisfied by him. But then she has sworn that she's not going to look outside, and she's not looking outside.
There are many cases like that, poor women.
And I have this friend also, a guy.
Right. He's
married. Absolutely, he might not be crazy over him, but he respects his wife enough. And he's talked to his wife. He's not had any relationships outside, but he's sexually frustrated at home.
Oh. But see, listen, that's where the conversation comes in. Let me tell you, people.
Anita, in terms of, he said he has discussed it so often with her, and he has told her that he's not going to bring up this case anymore because there's always one excuse or the other. And he said that for his wife, for him, his sex life, it's like if he misses the first 2 or 3 days after her period, he has to wait till the next month.
Okay. So,
true story.
There's a problem.
There are stories like that.
There's a problem there because at the end of the day, okay, we all have to try because we have to try and satisfy our partners, right? So
even in the Bible.
Yes, we have to do it because even I'm telling you, like even you have to talk about what the need is. And I hear that some women are really frigid, and that's just the truth, and they just can't do anything, you know. They just
so are some men. They're just lousy.
And so men are the same thing too. Men are the same way, but I think
okay, let me throw this one in. The guy that I was talking about,
you need to have the
only for him to find out that his wife was sleeping around.
Yep.
Whoa.
Wait,
boom.
There it is.
There it is.
That's, okay, but
so then after now for if you were that guy or he was your brother, after he comes out of that relationship, what will you advise him to do? To stick with one woman again?
You know this world. The good guys fall for the bad women. The good women always fall for the bad. I have no
marriage.
So true story. This is not Nollywood. It's not made up.
You really have to pray. You really have to, because and let's just come back to the Bible, right? Because and I learned this, you know. Well, I learned this a little bit too late, but honestly, you know, we need to start praying for partners when we are still really young, because finding the perfect partner. It's not easy, but some people do. There are people who have good partners, who have good marriages. It's there. There are not that many, but it's possible. So if it's possible, why are so many other people missing the boat? So why are they missing the boat? So we really, but we need to, it's really, we need to pray about it. We need to make sure that before we marry a woman, or before a man marries a guy, you really have to be in total conviction that this is a person they're going to. You have to be in total conviction, because if you're not convinced of that at that point, then please don't do it. Because at the end of the day,
like I said, I think this now comes into another point. I think another issue that we are having is that marriage is overrated.
Wow, I like to hear
No.
Let's hear what he has to say. How
marriage is overrated in the sense that there's too much pressure on people to get married. Now, and what's marriage? I don't think marriage came about by the marriages we have now. The ceremonies actually came about, evolved from the laws of men. I think the first marriage in the Bible, maybe Adam and Eve, they didn't have a ceremony. God didn't come and say, okay, you may kiss the bride. No. Once a man decides, okay, that he likes this woman and he takes her in and they agree together, I think that's a marriage.
Yeah, it is.
But the society has put it in such a way that, you must do a ceremony or something or whatever to fix the marriage. And for me, I think that's where the problem is, because there's nothing like that. And that is what causes most of the issues that we have, because people look at it that, okay, no, you want to do this marriage, you want to have this, you want to have that. And unfortunately, I think it's a problem.
Yeah, those are traditions, like you said, that have come up, through the ages and through, but really, even here in the US, look, if you're living with somebody for a certain, you say, it's called common law. You are married. They assume you are married, so you don't have to have a ceremony.
Sorry. Let me whisper this so I don't say it too loud. I remember growing up, in the US, it was illegal for a man to marry a man.
We're not going to go there.
No, so that was it. So what I'm saying is that laws evolve. Now it is almost compulsory. Because I remember one of the presidents telling one of the presidents in Africa, allow men to marry men, allow women to marry women. Just putting it to us. So this, like you said, the traditions change over time. And the traditions, they change them to suit their purpose at every particular time. And that's what I'm saying.
But not the commitment. So traditions change. So look, I know we are trying
the man can be committed to the other man. The woman can be committed to the other woman.
But that's what I'm saying. Commitments stay. I mean, but what you're talking about, traditions, right? Commitment is that whether it's a man marrying a man, or a woman marrying a woman, or a man marrying a woman, it's the issue there is the commitment, because it's still, you have to be committed to your partner, no matter who it is.
Okay, then another argument, this is just an argument. Like, I've got 3 children, and I want to believe I love 3 of them equally. So love can be shared equally. So there's a possibility that if I now decide to say, okay, I see these 3 fine girls, there's Ameze, there's Mulala, there's Anita, I can love 3 of you equally.
No, it's not possible.
Okay, why?
Because you know what? Because we've been human nature, right? One is going to evolve as a favorite. It's always going to happen. One will, and the one that's a favorite would know, and then the other 2 are going to feel left out. So it's you can't. It's not possible. Because one person is better than others.
And love is a funny feeling. I don't believe that it's only one person you can love. Like Anita now, I can love you because of the way you talk and because of your eyes. And I look at Mulala, Mulala, this Eastern African or South African girl, I love her for that. I look at Ameze, fine girl, and everything. I love her for that. I can love 3 of you equally.
No, you cannot.
I might, certain times, one might be more, I might incline towards another one. But then the man in me will not show the others that you love this more than you love
No,
that.
you don't.
That's what you think. That's what you think.
That's what you think, but you do.
3 is a crowd, my love.
You do. You do.
So
We talked about this our last episode. We talked about threesomes. So you just kind of got in front of it, because that was my next thing I was going to actually ask. In the movie I Got Your Back, some people asked that it would have been better for the wife to have just joined in and make it work. Clearly the man was feeling a kind of way about her friend and he wanted more, and she should have just, and I know we talked about it last episode last week, is that will threesome solve an issue? And then we also said it depends on who it comes from. Now I think more and more women tend to do it for men. I've talked about this with other girls, and even guys, but my thing is, how do men feel about threesome when is another man?
Yeah, for me, you go get us a bit, especially you now look. No, let me come. Some of us are not as endowed as others. So you now look and you now go, okay, call this maybe, okay, let me use myself, an old man or slightly older gentleman. You now get this young 20-something-year-old guy, taller than me, more handsome, nice looking beards, all the curves, all the muscles like this, the heavy, what's the English word? Whatever, you all know what I'm talking about.
Phallus.
And you see, there's something called, where I come from, called hammer. And this guy is, I know, you feel it's like envy.
Yeah, but why do you think
for the women, first of all, it's one man, it's the same man. So the woman is not going to show more. Okay, maybe there's a possibility the woman can show more skill than the others.
I'm glad that you just had a eureka moment right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same. Again, you could go for a younger girl with boobs pointing to the sky, with curves and what have you. Again, people have brought another person to a relationship, not necessarily marriage, but it's on the rise again, because women are trying to keep their men. So we're asking the question, what is it that men want? How is it that it's not easy to satisfy a man? Men, I've been with someone who, and I've shared this with my friends before, I mean, to all intents and purposes, I'm not bad looking. I don't think I am.
No, you'll be fine, good.
Thank you very much, sir. And I'm with this person. That's a sweet of you. So I'm with this person, but what he does is he does 360. Any girl or any female that passes, he stares, and not just staring, he's with his mouth open. Now, this is someone who's telling me that he loves me. He's in a committed very committed relationship with me. How And it's so funny because I could never look at another man while I was with him. So then you begin to wonder. I mean, I got out of that relationship fast, because what that does is it will just, if you're not careful, it's just going to attack your self-esteem, your self-worth, and I started to question myself, because it will do that to you, and that's what he would do. He was there. And at one point it got too much. And I'm like, why do you do that? That's very disrespectful. It's like, oh, there's women. You see what they're wearing? They want us to look at them. What is that? That was, to me, that was, yeah.
Like I say again, that guy is not a man.
No, he's not. Actually, I agree, he's not.
He's a boy. Because
he is a boy.
Every self-respecting man will look without you knowing that he's looking.
Thank you very much, sir. Yes. I mean.
So there's something, where I come from, there's something called corner eye. So you can be looking straight, but meanwhile you're seeing what you're seeing on the side. And if you respect the woman enough, that's what you would do. All of them. So you look at, honey, how are you? But meanwhile you're looking at the woman, that woman who's going there. And that for me, that's respect.
Right.
Yeah? Because you can't take it away that there will be distractions, that there will be urges and everything. But the way you handle it is what makes you a man.
Yes.
So all the commitment and everything, but meanwhile your idea another place.
the thing about it for me is, and it might not be a very popular opinion, but I'm at a certain age where I'm a realist. Do you see what I'm saying? It might seem like I'm agreeing with Rukia. There's certain things you've said I kind of like. When I was younger, certain things I didn't understand and I didn't care to listen. But I think for me now at this stage is more about just respect me, because I don't know what you do when you're not with me. And it's the same thing. You don't know what I do when I'm not with you. Do you see what I'm saying? So I think that's a coping way for me, because men, Rukia, I love you, but men will always be stupid.
Mhm.
You know, like the corner eye thing is talking about. I'll give you an instant. And again, Anita, because you and I went to uni together, so I've known Anita the longest. So she does actually know who I'm talking about. But I do remember this friend of ours. She had, okay, so he's a friend, got a husband, respects her to the moon and back. But we also know that he's playing around, okay? He's playing around. But when he's with his wife, it's like he worshipped her. He wouldn't even turn. I mean, everyone could be naked around him, and he's going to stare at his wife like, honey, your hair, your eyes, your nose. Do you want this? Do you want water? You know, things like that. He does that, and we're all like, really?
But Amy, do you know why that is happening?
Why?
Because because the relationship has come to a point where she has been able to, it's called, and I'm going to use the word not because I'm not going to try to destroy, it's called training. She has trained her husband enough. And it's a bad word. Rookie.
No, it's training. You got to train him. Hello, you got to train him.
But she's
men train their women too.
For him to know that, listen, honey, I know you do stuff when let me tell you something. If you are with me, I need your eyes focused on me. I need your eyes.
It's so funny for a woman.
That's exactly what she's done, and she's training him. So he knows that I better do what she's asking me, because if not, I know I'm like he has a happy home environment. Like he has children. Just I don't know what the person is. Maybe I don't know. But he has a happy home environment. He has children. He's happy at home. His home is stable. He knows when to push the envelope, and she has trained.
That's what I'm talking about. Is
exactly when to stop.
For me, I agree with you. I agree with you perfectly. I agree with you. Because that goes to show there's more to life than just the male-female relationship, especially when it comes to marriage.
Can I just come in here because?
Okay, Mulala, come in.
Yes. So you said marriage is overrated. This is where I'm going to start to connect everything that has been said. Yeah. I don't think marriage is overrated, right? I think I'm not sure about Nigeria, but in my country, if you are, usually our aunties are open and then they tell you stories. So if you're really listening, I mean, there are times you're young and you think mine will be different. So it's not that marriage itself is overrated. It might be what you have in your mind. You've been watching Cinderella and she finds her prince and they get married. That's one aspect. And then you have ideas. Then the second part of marriage being overrated is you were talking about the pressure of getting married. So you have to understand for the men, where I come from, the pressure is not as much as the females, because they're thinking your childbearing time, you only have so much, so get in, have children, you know, and get married. And also there's that, there's society's expectations. But Anita's just brought in something that is very true. Marriage, there's not a journal for marriage. There's nothing that says this is how marriage should be. And as when you get in the marriage, because I've talked to a lot of married women who say if they knew what they knew then, they would have even handled their marriage differently. So when they got there, they knew their Prince Charming will open the door, will ask them how are they doing and their hair. But even I have white friends who said the first day after their honeymoon, he goes to her, she was sleeping. And then he goes to her and he says he expects his breakfast at a certain time. And that's when they had to have the discussion, because she's thinking, I'm not your slave. So there's that reality, and that's why I said mentors. The last time we had the discussion, I was saying the younger girls need to have mentors, and the males as well need to have mentors, because as they start hitting, marriage wakes you up. In fact, when people are talking of marriage, they're talking of the ceremony. That is not marriage. That is just fun. That's just traditions and parties and everybody. That's not marriage. When it's just the two of you, that's when it hits you. The dating, all the makeup and all the romance, Mr. Dude, all that is washed off. So it's the two of you, and now you're going to have to try to navigate. So I don't feel marriage is overrated. People don't try to either listen, understand, but also you can never, ever document how to go about marriage. It's when the two of you getting there. And if the women are smart, they'll realize from day one, if you start off cooking for the guy, if he goes out, you don't question him from day one, that's how your marriage is going to go through. So don't try 10 years later or 5 years to say, I don't like this habit that you're doing. That's the first problem.
Yeah. And Mulana, I completely agree with you, because, look, so marriage, it's you have to set the expectations, right? So what am I expecting? And because really, honestly, that conversation should have been had before you guys married, because now we are all adults, right? So we need to be able to say, what am I expecting from you and what are you expecting from me? That conversation needs to be had before you guys marry, because that will set the stage for a more successful marriage. Because if I know what you want from me, and I know, and we are both in agreement, and we've said, okay, we've already come to a compromise to say, I can't really do that, but here's what I can do. And then you agree to it. And then you ask, and I'm saying, I want you to do this. And you're like, oh no, I can't do that, but here's what I can do. We have an agreement already. When we have that agreement, we can definitely function better as a family, and as a married couple. So that's why I keep talking about conversation. We tend to underrate this conversation. It's very important we have the conversations, because see,
people lie. They're not telling the truth.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I'm saying that sometimes, conversation and having communication, because I do know it's very important, but people lie. Do you think people are not comfortable with the truth?
But that's what needs working on.
In terms of the conversation, it's like sitting down to drop a contract. How many of the items can you remember? How many of the situations do you think you can come out? Okay, when this happened, what will we do? Like you said, that one, that the man that came and expected his wife, he said, okay, I expect breakfast. That man is not a man.
No, but because
the modern man should know how to cook. I cook very well. Mm-hmm. So for me, one of all those things I say, the way to a man's heart is his stomach. That's
from the way you're saying, that means there are not a lot of men in this world, because I've been checking out your list. The one who can cook is not a man. The one who rolls is that. We're almost just remaining with you.
We don't have
you're the only one it seems we don't want to marry you. This is what we've gotten to.
Honest, do I qualify as a man? I would say no. I'm not yet a man. Because the man as the figure, the theoretical or hypothetical figure that he's meant to be, should be a provider, it should be a covering, it should be all of this and all of that. But how many men can achieve that? Not too many.